I'm gonna format card, but we're not gonna format it. Literally 12 gigabytes. Look how much space we still have. And I just recorded for an hour straight with no stopping. What's up, y'all? Jakob Owens here for the Buff Nerds. And today I have something pretty insane for y'all. A 1 terabyte memory card. So Lexar announced this earlier this year at right before NAB or right at NAB, and they announced the world's first ever 1 terabyte memory card. It's kind of hard to fathom what 1 terabyte really is in this compact of a space. Depending on how old you are, you grew up with, computers with not even a sliver of a percentage of the memory and storage that this single memory card holds. I remember days when you'd get a card that was 1 gigabyte and it was like, wow, this card is a gigabyte. There's 1,000 gigabytes in this one card. So technology is pretty insane the way it's progressed, and Lexar is the first ever to bring the 1 terabyte memory card to the market. And excuse me, like, this is a weird setup, not in my usual space. It's because I just moved. I just dropped a video about me moving into this new house in LA, where I'm turning it into a film and photo production studio and different stylized rooms. So right here behind me is gonna be the neon jungle. So if you're like, why the heck is he sitting in a highlighter orange sweatshirt in a oddly painted green room? That is why. And then the one thing I want to do is I want to put this card in this camera. This is just my 6D Mark II, and I want to let it run continuously and see how long this memory card actually lasts, and if basically the camera battery full charge dies before I run out of space on this card. So, pros and cons. So the first con right off the bat is that it's only 95 megabits. The transfer speed, the write speed, it's a little slow, but I think that's what happens in order to get the amount of storage that they do in this card. Something's got to give, and in this case, it's the write speed. So if you're worried about the write speed of your card, it's still a class 10 card, but if you're worried about the write speed, this would be a no-go for you. The other con, I posted this to my Buff Nerds Media Instagram page, and the post went through the roof. Everyone was commenting about it, and one of the main comments is, I could never own that card. I would lose it in a heartbeat and lose all my footage. So if you're a very forgetful person, you misplace things a lot, you shoot all this footage and you try and transfer the card somewhere or take it somewhere and you lose it, that could be bad because all your footage, photos, everything is in one place. When you break up a bunch of smaller memory cards, even like on the Red camera, for my Red camera, I have 3 480 gigabyte cards. And so when one fills, I go and dump it, start shooting on the next one. And so if you lose one card, you don't lose everything. So I get what people were saying, where it's like, you lose this card, you're done. There's that, but you could look at the other side of the coin and be like, yo, I never have to switch cards, I'll never have to take it out, so there's not a high chance of me losing it because it's always in my camera, and then when I go to transfer, I transfer and then back into my camera. So you can play devil's advocate to both sides, and it just depends on if you really only wanna maintain one, because I'll tell you what, I have 10 different memory cards in my bag, and it sucks always trying to find those. You probably naturally do lose some because there is so much. If you only had one card you had to look after and take care of, chances are that you're not gonna lose it as much as you think you would. And regardless if you think this card is awful or the write speed's just not great enough for you, you do have to sit back, marvel, and appreciate the technology and ingenuity to go into making the world's first 1 terabyte memory card. Regardless of your feelings about the card, that is an impressive feat and something that's just really cool as technology advances, and to sit back and look at and be like, I remember when the first memory card for digital cameras, etc., was 1 terabyte. So I just recorded for an hour straight without stopping, and as you'll see by this video I took on my phone, I only used 12 gigabytes. There was still 970, 80 something gigabytes still left. It's absolutely insane. An hour straight of recording, no stopping. It would be very, very challenging for you to fill up this card. And so that goes back to my point of, oh, I might lose this card. You can't lose a card that never leaves your camera. How you lose a card is when it leaves your camera. So to people that say like, oh, if you lose that card or whatever, that you're gonna be out all that footage, I just find that hard to believe that you would actually lose that card, because it's never going to leave your camera. All the information and data is stored there, and then when you go to store or transfer the data, you pull it out your camera, transfer it, format the card, put it back in. So find it hard to believe that you would ever run out of space and lose a card. So in my opinion, that is a huge bonus to this, is you're not having to manage all the data, wrangle different memory cards, keep track, store. All you need is one card to rule them all. How ironic is that I go to take a picture of the Lexar 1 terabyte card and the memory card I'm using in my camera is full. Had I been taking photos or video with this 1 terabyte Lexar memory card, I wouldn't be having that problem. But because I got a 32 gigabyte card in there, I ran into that issue. And now I missed the shot. I gotta go get a memory card, store this one safely, and make sure I don't lose it, and make sure nothing happens to it before I get time to go transfer the data. So I think this keeps coming back to my point of why the 1 terabyte card actually bodes in your favor rather than against you. I don't know, just thought that was kind of interesting, because I literally went to take a picture of the 1 terabyte memory card, and the memory card I have is full, no space. Yeah, this is cool. World's first 1 terabyte memory card. If you didn't know about it, now you know about it. If you want to go pick one up, I'll link it in the description below. Shout out to Lexar for pushing the boundaries and just doing something that's, never been done before. That is pretty freaking cool. All right, without any further ado, I'm Jakob Owens for the Buff Nerds.